Yo, Ma! He's walking Rick the puppy. Here we are. Nativity BVM. This is my old grade school. I went here for kindergarten, first grade, Rick the puppy, first grade, second grade, and I think up to third grade. And then this is my, it's a it's a Catholic school. All right, Nativity BVM. Down there, it's the where the auditorium. Oh, you can see into the auditorium. How exciting! Wow, it looks nothing. There was a big handicap ramp in there because it's now a senior home. And I was gonna go for a car ride and then park the car and then walk around and I was trying to go far, but Rick was really annoying in the car ride. But what I saw across the street made me stop in my tracks. Rick the puppy, I'm here on Belgrade and Madison Street. And right here is the parking lot of the old Nativity BVM. I think it was for the grade school, which was across the street. And this, I would say for the longest time, was the worst paved parking lot in the city. It was pretty bad. And they never, I don't think, I went to school here 40 years ago, Rick the puppy. I was going to school here. And I think they did a little asphalt work 40 years ago. And that was it. Looks like they're building homes. 40 years ago, I was in that room, that little corner room. That was my first grade teacher, Miss Marshall. She was my first grade teacher. And, what are they going to do with the fence? Damn, why they got to destroy my... Anyway, Miss Marshall was my first grade teacher. From what I remember, she was mean. And, we'll be back right after these messages. Oh, this is disturbing me so much. Right there behind the porta-john, I think this is the old entrance. Now, don't be writing book reports, which pretty much means I'm not 100% if this is true, but I believe this used to be the old Nativity BVM grade school, this building here. And there was a gymnasium in there. Oh, look, the windows are all busted. In the old Chaos and Anarchy, look. Jesus is the reason for the season. I feel like I need to fix them. Whew. Nice night out. Man, there's too many. It's such a nice night out. It's the Eagles game just got over. Saquon Barkley just broke. Come on, no more. You can't have anything left in you. Saquon Barkley just rushed for 2,000 yards. Eagles destroyed the Cowboys. It's a good day. And this is Allegheny Avenue. Right there, that's Nativity BVM. That's my old church. Down there, that's Our Lady Help the Christians, the German church. Right there is St. Alderbert's. That's a Polish church. Down there is MDG. That's the Italian church. And then there's St. George's. What's going on, cuz? How you doing? Then there's St. George's, about a half mile over yonder. And I don't know what the hell they are. All the churches were segregated. Oh, man. Ooh. Oh, darkness. It looks like it might rain soon, Rick the puppy. That explains the high temperature. Hallmark groceries. Oh, look at this. Pickled items. You have pickled mushrooms, pickled cucumbers, pickled, not kibasi, what's that? Sauerkraut, condensed pea soup, shredded red beets. Ooh, that looks That's Polish, right? You got the pickles. This was my doctor, Dr. John Tresnowski, and now his son runs the business, right? And he expanded. Look at that, Dr. Tresnowski. I remember Dr. John Tresnowski, right? Is that how you would pronounce? I'm almost certain that's how you pronounce it. Dr. John used to do house calls. He had a doctor bag, and I had two elderly neighbors that lived near my house on Gall Street. And I remember him coming to the house with a doctor bag and a white jacket. And yeah, so I'm so old I saw a doctor do a house call. I love it. Look at this, Rick the puppy. Cowboy fans pay double. Losers, hashtag losers. I love it. There we go. Love that. Yeah, we hate the Dallas Cowboys here in Philadelphia. This is the new bus depot at Richmond and Westmoreland. We got the old-time trolleys. They've been running on it. They run all the time except when I'm vlogging. How many times are you going to go to the bathroom? Nothing even, he just does that and nothing comes out. He's a goofball. Oh, look, they even put... Oh. If you have a muffler that does that machine gun shit sound, I want you to know. This is Moncavage playground. But there was also a guy driving with a car. People have cars now that do this annoying backfire sound. It's really, like... They're almost as, like, people say, like, if you could go back in time and off someone, everyone usually goes Hitler. I go, I guess. Like, Hitler, I think Hitler probably deserves it. But shotgun muffler guy, inventor, right? He's a close second. Oh, we got the cops. Where are they going? Rick the puppy. Let's do it. Let's do it. One more time. Let's go down the trail at Moncavage Playground. This is an old playground of mine, right? And this is where I used to go swimming in the pool. You can't see the pool because it's now covered in a big pile of dirt. You know, it wasn't too long ago. I was doing the YouTube channel. Maybe 6 years ago. I saw mummers perform here. Like, there was still events happening in this park. And they're doing this big renovation project on I-95. And so I don't know what they're doing with this area. I think they're supposed to build a park back here, but who knows? I'm not going to walk through there. I don't feel safe walking Rick through there. There is like an encampment of people who sometimes live here. Sometimes the city kicks them out. Sometimes there's people who just camp out. Hey, you go. Oh, there it is, trolling dorks. Who takes care of you? Sometimes there's people who actually camp in the old playground equipment. I will show you this. Yo, Todd. How long you been playing tennis? I've been playing tennis a lot longer. And I used to play tennis right here on the old tennis court. Now listen, just because the tennis court doesn't exist doesn't mean the knowledge I gained on that court doesn't exist, because it does. And it exists in my brain. And I know in my brain, I'm going to kick your ass in tennis on Netflix. Save the date, 2025, Todd. Right, Rick the puppy? Yeah, there's some... I see some syringes down here, so we're going to try to keep Rick the puppy's paw safe, and we're just going to stick to the concrete. Right, Rick the puppy? There you go. I mean, that's a cool shot. Boy, I could make the calendar. Save the date, 2026. The calendar is coming. Well, it will be released in 2025. The calendar. Yeah, so you came back here about a month ago, 2 months ago. There was a big community of homeless people living right behind here, behind I-95. And about a month ago, my calendar might be off, but the city came by and they kicked everybody out of here. There were people living in the park that we were just in, but I didn't see anybody in there. There is a cop parked underneath the highway, and pretty much when you see the cops parked along the highways, this happens in Kensington. They'll just park a cop car in the spot, and their whole job is to make sure nobody like loiters, nobody hangs out, just shoos them away. And pretty much, I'm sure that cop would protect this whole area here and just say go away. And there was a lot of people. I'll tell you, I hate giving numbers because I could be off by a little bit. There was definitely there were around 20 people, maybe even more, living behind the highway here. So the city put up this fence. You can see how this is a little bit rusty and old. The park back here has been closed for a while. They say lead contamination. So this park's been closed, I'm going to say over a decade. Don't be writing book reports. But there used to be a little park where people would walk their dogs, and they closed that recently because of the... Come on, Rick the puppy. They closed that recently because of the 95 construction. Pretty much, I believe what they're going to be doing is using this space back here to store work equipment. I did see a bobcat in here one day, or maybe he was just there. They plowed out a whole section. I can't walk Rick back there because of his, his paws. But there's a whole right below Hitler. Not. Hitler's the worst, but they're a very close second. Man, there's a lot of police activity on 95. Oh. Come on, come down this ramp. Come down this ramp. It's up there. There's something going on. It's the sign. Reverend Moncavage. Moncavage is the name of the playground. Reverend Moncavage was the first pastor of St. Albert's, the Polish church down there. And that's another cop. Another siren. Yeah, so he was the first pastor of St. Albert's. And he's actually buried not too far from Mayor Frank Rizzo, former mayor of Philadelphia, in the same cemetery, Holy Sepulchre. St. Albert's is the Polish church. Here you go, Charlie Dorks. Another cop car. Where's he going? Oh, there's 2 cop cars. What's going on, Rick? Oh, 3 cop cars. 4 cop cars. Wow. Oh, here comes a cop car. Oh, it's the best. High-speed pursuit. Where are we going? Where are we going? There they are. It's the 15 trolley. Ooh. I'll go slow. Come on, Rick the puppy. We got to take care of our trolley dorks. That's the 23, 22, 15 trolley. SEPTA. Look at that. Old-fashioned trolley. I went to San Francisco earlier this year, and I actually saw these trolleys going down the street in San Francisco, the same ones. They were all just recently refurnished, polished, new paint job, new electrical wire, new shaft. I think it cost $80 million. 15 trolley, hun. I took care of them, Rick the puppy. Oh, it's so gorgeous out. What the fuck is going on? Come on. Look at, oh, transit dorks.
Caution, bus is running.
Oh my God. Man, there's more. And that's an ambulance. I looked on Twitter. Remember, call it Twitter. He hates it when you call. When he wants you to call it X. So always call it Twitter. I went on Twitter and I Googled. I didn't Google. I looked up Philadelphia news and I didn't see anything. Maybe it's a bad accident. I don't know why there would be so many cop cars involved in a bad car accident. But looking that up, I found out Jimmy Carter died. And I think I was alive for a few days of Gerald Ford's presidency. Jimmy Carter was the first president in my lifetime, and I have no memory of Jimmy Carter. You know, seemed like a nice dude. He built houses for homeless people, right? Good Christian, I guess, right? He's actually, I would assume, he was more Christ-like than most Christians. The parts that you see on the media. I don't know the guy. Just remember, everything you see isn't real, you know? It's all although Jimmy Carter, I mean, you know, the last time I saw him, they wheeled him out on the lawn. It's kind of sad. I guess this is why it doesn't affect me much with knowing him. He died. Because, like, it kind of felt like he already died. You knew he was, well, how horrible is this? He was married to his wife for a long time. And she passed a little bit ago. That's how it usually goes. I mean, especially when you're in your late 90s. When one goes, the other goes. Except for Ray Stern, who is still going, even though Ben Stern has passed. This is St. Albert's. Oh, this is the parish Reverend Moncavage developed or created. Boy, what a big job that must be. Damn, I never thought about this. This wasn't built, this was built in the 1900s. Where did the Polish people go to church before this was built? Damn. That question brought to you by Jazz Cigarettes. They still do church at Nativity, and then they also do church here at St. Albert's. They also, listen to this, they do Mass in Polish. I remember one time, I was raised Catholic, and I was always worried that I was going to die. I had to go through this in therapy, but I always had to go through the anxiety of dying and like with a sin on my soul. So one of the things they do with the Catholic Church is they have a thing called confession. So once you go to confession, the priest says, all right, listen, you say 5 Hail Marys, and guess what? Your soul's clean and you get to go to heaven if you die, right? But then you go out, you stub your toe, you say, God damn it, uh-oh. Now your soul's dirty and you got to get it cleaned. You have to go to confession. I always worried about going to confession, and I always worried it kind of really fucked me up. And I remember when my kids were getting ready to do confession, I pulled them out of church. I was like, I don't think I want yous. I don't know. There's something weird about having a 2-year-old, like a kid in the 2nd grade, go into a room and tell a guy, like, you know, I lied, and I don't know. What do? You lie, you disobey your parents. 2nd grade, I didn't even curse then. I wasn't even a cursor. I don't even know if cursing's a sin, tell you the truth, because thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. People get mad. I tell you what, that's probably another cop car. Where's he going? Maybe we'll go follow the cop cars for a bit, Rick the puppy. Can't get off at Bridge Street. Cotman Ave? Has to be something going on. Oh, we got a business for sale. Right next to the Polish gift store, the JB gift store. The boutique. There's another cop car. Oh man, this is something big. 2631, 2629, 2627 Allegheny Avenue. It's for sale. Big storefront. 2629 Allegheny. What's it going for? Let me know in the comments. Here's the consignment shop. Antiques and collectibles. Ooh, Merry Christmas. They're open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's how you do it. You get me? I'll be here 3 days a week. 8 hours max. That's it. We got come here. This is Campbell Square. Is where we started the walk at my old grade school, where all kinds of craziness is happening. Where they tore up the worst parking lot in the city, and it looks like they're building homes on Madison Avenue. But this school here, Nativity BVM, 40 years ago, I was going to school here, and Miss Marshall, I was telling the story, and it got cut off because I think I saw something knocked down. One of the buildings were knocked down. But anyway, Miss Marshall, my first grade teacher, she was in charge of the nativity play at so she was in charge of the nativity play, and I was here we are. How you doing, cuz? What's going on, cuz? Just getting ready to tell a good story. So 40 years ago, I was a shepherd, and my friend Louis Trappler, he had a big role. I believe he was Joseph. So because he was a big role, he had to sit in the row behind me as Miss Marshall gave directions on the nativity play. Like, all right, shepherds, when they say, then the angel said Hail Mary, or whatever, that's when you guys will walk and bow. Not a whole lot to remember. But so 40 years ago, and the reason why I remember it was 40 years ago, I'll tell you why. But so I remember we were getting ready. We were getting a direction from Miss Marshall. It was in this room right here, the first floor, and I felt this warm explosion on my back, and I turned around, and Louis Trapler, I will never forget this man's name, Louis Trapler, threw up all over my back. And my mom, we lived about 1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks, 4 blocks from here. My mom was 9 months pregnant. She walked from our house on Gall Street up to this building. She dropped off a bag of clothes so I could get change. I got changed in the coat room. And she then walked her ass to Nativity, not Nativity BVM, to, what's the name of that? Northeastern Hospital. She then walked her ass to the hospital and then gave birth to my brother a few hours later. So that's the kind of person my mom is. She'll, don't ever, like, I can never say no to my kids. Well, sometimes I will. If they're being assholes, I'll tell them no. Oh, Jesus Christ, Rick the puppy, I almost spilled it. Almost ate it. Sometimes they'll ask me for a ride, and I'm like, no, it's 10:30. I got my pajamas on, kiss my ass. But, sometimes they'll need something, and I try not to say no, right? But, I will always remember, my mom. I will always remember getting vomited on, and I will always, there's more cop cars, and I will remember my mom walking. Man, she probably had to walk about a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, in labor, having contractions, dropping off a new uniform. By the way, she should have been able to drop me off sweatpants. I hate that kids have to wear uniforms. It really bothers me. Man, there's more cop cars. All right, I gotta figure out what's going on in my city. I'm the Philly captain. There's a lot of, man, there must be a shooting or something. All right, I gotta get to work. I have a Patreon. Book me on Cameo. And buy a t-shirt.